Okay, in this video we're going to look at a short review of how to find the slope of the equation of a line through 2 points, and then a review of what's called the slope-intercept form and the point-slope formula of the equation of a line. So slope formula is the change in y's between 2 points, so y2 minus y1 over the change in the x-coordinates, x2 minus x1. Okay. And what we're going to look at is something called slope-intercept form. And I'm sure you're familiar with that. That's y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, and then b is going to be your y-intercept. Another commonly used formula is called the point-slope formula. And that is going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Where m is slope and then x1, y1 is a point that will be given. Both of them will give you the same answer. It's kind of a preference of which one works for you. A lot of students like y equals mx plus b, so you go ahead and use that. I personally like the point slope formula, but use what works best for you. Okay. So if we're going to do this, oftentimes we're given 2 points and asked to write the equation of a line. Sometimes we're given a point and a slope. It just kind of depends. So we're going to do an example where we write the equation of a line, and they're going to give us 2 points here. And so they're going to give us the points -2, 3, and 1, 6. Okay. And sometimes what students like to do when they're finding the slope, this is your first coordinate, or first point, so x1, y1, and then x2, y2. So you can do that to kind of help make sure everything fits in the formula. So it's going to be y2, which is 6, minus y1, which is 3, divided by x2, which is 1. And then don't forget there's a minus sign that comes with the formula, so it's going to be minus, and then negative 2, which is the x1. Okay, so it's going to give us 3 over, take away negative, that's a good thing, 3 over 3, so we get a slope of 1. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and write the slope of 1 up here, and then we're going to show you just a quick example of how to do the slope-intercept and then the point-slope to find the equation of the line. Okay, so we'll go ahead and erase all of this stuff. Erase all that mess. And then we had 2 points. One of them was -2, 3, and the other was 1, 6. 1, 6 has the smaller numbers, so I might want to use that. Let me erase a little bit more of my mess that I have here. Okay. So I'm going to use the point 1, 6 here, and when I use that, I'm going to replace the y with the 6, the m with the slope of 1, and then the x with the point 1. Okay. So just plug it in, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to solve for the b. So we'll subtract 1 from both sides, and that'll become 5 is equal to b. So then we write our equation as 1x plus 5. It's the same thing if you just want to say y equals x plus 5. Okay. So that's using the slope-intercept form. You're gonna substitute in for m, and then y and x. M, y, and x, and then what you're trying to do is you're trying to find b. Okay. Sometimes you're given the 2 points and you got to find the slope. Sometimes they tell you what the slope is, so you don't have to, but you do need an extra point here. For the point-slope formula, all I need is the slope and a point. If I'm given 2 points, then I have to find the slope first, and then I try to use the point that has the easier numbers, maybe the one that doesn't have the negatives. So our 2 points were -2, 3, and 1, 6. 1, 6 has the positive numbers. Okay, so we're going to replace the x1 and the y1 and the m in this formula and solve for y. So y, and then the y1 will be 6 from our point. Our slope is 1, and then x minus, and then the x from our point, which is going to be 1. Go ahead and distribute that 1 through. So you get 1x minus 1 on the right hand side, add 6 to both sides, and we do in fact get the exact same equation, which we should. Okay, so it doesn't matter, you use the slope-intercept form or the point-slope form. Okay, so that's writing the equation of the line. The next thing we'll do is we'll just kind of do a little bit of a graph with this also. And then we're going to put in our 2 points. We got negative 2, 3, and then we got 1, 6. So we'll plot in negative 2 and 3. And then we'll also plug in 1 and 6. Okay. Our equation was y equals 1x plus 5. The 5 is going to be the y-intercept, so that's going to be 0, 5. And then the slope is the number hanging out in front of the x, and that's just 1. Now it's a rise over a run, so we can write it as 1 over 1 if that kind of helps you out with graphing it here. Okay, so we already got 3 points, and then we can just connect our dots. And then a lot of times we like to label our graph, so I'm going to label our graph here. Now notice the slope is up 1 and then right 1. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and that's because of our slope here. Had your slope been negative, then you would go down a certain amount. Maybe it was negative 2 over 1, so you would do something like this. So down to right 1, down to right 1. Okay. I have other videos on graphing lines. I'm trying to make this one real short. Point slope formula: y equals mx plus b. Slope intercept form. Find the slope. Write the equation of the line.